What's up, guys? I am happy to be back. You didn't think I went anywhere, but actually this is my first day filming in almost 12 days. Today I'm going to tell you a little story about getting sick while traveling, and not like the normal I have a cold, but getting seriously sick. These are some rules of thumb for you whenever this happens to you, and this is a little anecdote from my life, so I hope you guys enjoy. Follow along. Let's do it. Before we get into the video, I made a Patreon. Link is below. If you support me, that's awesome. But if not, you can always hit subscribe. It's free. Let's learn about sickness in Mexico. So if you've been up to date on my last videos, you probably saw I was in Oaxaca. You saw I've been in Chiapas. Looked like I was having a blast. And now I'm in my final destination, Merida. Look how beautiful it is. Look at this old Art Deco building. Absolutely phenomenal. While my time in Mexico has been really great, the truth of the fact is that I've spent a good chunk of my time here in Mexico in my bed, incapacitated with E. coli poisoning that I got from water or some type of food. What a lot of other travel vloggers try to do is kind of, you know, like soften or glorify a lot of places they go, show you the beauty, show you the best things to do in places. And since this is tales from the road and I'm really trying to share with you my tales from my experience abroad, I want to share with you the shitty places. I want to share with you the places that weren't great. I want to share with you the stories when things didn't go so well, because while it may seem like all roses and sunshine being traveling around the world and seeing new places all the time, sometimes you have really bad days. And in my case, I had a really bad 10 days. I will say I have never in my time abroad had such a challenging 10 days of travel. I've never been so uncomfortable. I've never felt so alone. Without my friends and family. I've never felt so isolated. This is my story. So I was in Oaxaca, celebrated New Year's, everything was fine. I had a night bus booked to Chiapas, which is about 12 hours away by bus. The distance isn't that far, but the roads are bad and you have to go like cut through the mountains. So I took the night bus, I arrived, I had like 24 hours with no place to stay because it was a night bus. I was exhausted. Had some breakfast at this hostel and immediately I felt something was not right. I was supposed to check into a hostel, couldn't, checked into a hotel instead. I was feeling exhausted. I've never felt exhausted like that, like my body was beat down. So I get into the hotel, take a nap, and I wake up and I just feel like death, like feeling really bad. I like feel maybe I should get something to eat, maybe I should do something, something's wrong. So I grab some food, eat it, and then I just have an onslaught of a horrible stomach virus, like stomach cramps, like vomiting, like my body's like shutting down, like I've got a bad fever, I've got chills, like the whole 9 yards. I never get sick like that. I do get sick every once in a while, but I don't get sick like that. I was worried. Not only was I worried because of obviously having a virus in a different country is a bad situation, but I was worried because I was like in a small town in the mountains. But I didn't think it was going to affect me for 10 days. I thought, all right, we'll see how it is. If it's still bad the next day, I'll go to the doctor. That'll be that. Woke up the next day, felt terrible, stayed in my hotel again. Woke up the next day, felt a little bit better, moved to my Airbnb where I was planning to work. And things were kind of up and down. It's like I was so exhausted. It took such a toll on my body. I was having trouble just getting out of bed and functioning like a normal person. Next 4 days were up and down. I felt good, I felt bad, I felt good, I felt bad, and then it hit me again. I felt terrible on my 5th day out of the hotel. This is almost 8 days after my original sickness. And I ended up going to the hospital. They diagnosed me with like a super bad stomach virus, E. coli. It could have been dysentery. They're not exactly sure what was going on. It was bad, super bad. Stuff you can get, from traveling in any country where the food and water standards are not necessarily the highest. So the thing is, you'll say, hey Pierce, you eat a lot of street food. Like, it's probably from that. Well, I would say, yes, I would agree with you. This is the risk you're taking when you go to any country like that's in the developing world that has up and down food safety standards. The water in Chiapas is known to be pretty bad, so sometimes they wash the fruit and vegetables in the water. This is something you can get in a restaurant. This is something you can get in a high quality place. It's just kind of the issue. And the doctor, when I was in the hospital, actually said that half the people he sees are just foreigners with stomach viruses. So this is something that happens, and this is something that I know when I travel is always something to be worried about. And you know, when you have a short trip, of course it's nothing you want, but when you have a longer trip, it almost feels more isolating because this is like my normal life, this is my everyday life. So long story short, I recovered, took some antibiotics, feeling better, making videos again. But there's just some rules of thumb that I want to give you guys, so you don't feel kind of like, so you have like a game plan when you travel abroad. These are things you should do and you should know, especially if you've never really traveled to the developing world before. These things are important. So here we go. Number one, always have travel insurance. You never know what's going to happen. I know paying like X amount of money for insurance you're probably not going to use, especially when you're young, is kind of stupid, but travel insurance can really, really help you when you're in a bind. They have people typically who you can call on the phone and ask what hospitals you can go to. They have services for you. Even if your bag gets lost or whatever, they can help you out. So I cannot recommend enough having travel insurance, especially when you go to developing world countries. Gotta do it. I use a company called Safety Wing. They have a Nomad insurance that's only $40 a month. They cover medical, they cover lost bags, they cover a lot of stuff. So I'll put the link in the description below if you want to get Safety Wing. I'm not sponsored by them. Maybe they'll sponsor me someday, who knows? But definitely plan on having travel insurance, number one. Number two, talk to your family and your friends. I know you don't want to worry your family and friends when you go abroad. You know, you want to say everything's fine, everything's okay, but traveling is really hard, especially when you do it for a longer period of time, and it can become very isolating and very confusing, especially when you're sick. So for me, my rule of thumb is always to keep my parents and my brother, my family in the loop. Super important to keep them on board with what's going on in your life. Just because you're far away doesn't mean you have to act far away. It's not going to worry your parents to say that you're in trouble, and oftentimes your parents will offer to help you if you're in a bind, or your family will offer you, you know, things to help you through a tough time. So I probably couldn't have gotten through that 10 days with my mental state intact had my parents and my brother not been there for me. So that was super, super helpful. So number two is always connect with your family. Stay tight, they'll help you out. Don't isolate yourself. My third rule of thumb would be know when to go to the doctor and learn how to research where you should go and how it should work. So most countries, you know, you don't have to poo-poo developing countries. Most of them have modern medicine in some sort of facet. Most of them have hospitals and pharmacies and doctors and professionals that can help you out. So don't think like the people in Thailand or the people in Vietnam or the people in Mexico can't help you with your medical needs. These are huge countries with lots of infrastructure, lots of tourists, and they have the resources to help you. You just have to be able to ask. So the secondary part of when you travel to some of these places is be prepared for if you get sick. This is either learning a little bit of the language, taking some notes, having the translator app ready if you don't have Wi-Fi. There's a lot of things that you can do to prepare yourself for bad times. So I would say there's a checklist. I'll put the checklist below of what I always do when I travel to places, just in case. But for example, learning Spanish, super, super helpful. I know not everyone's gonna learn Spanish if they come to Mexico, but even some like simple statements like tengo dolor, I have pain, or soy necesito enferma, like I need a hospital or something. Those are really helpful, especially when you go to places where people don't speak the language as well. The next thing I always do is whenever I need to go to the pharmacy and pick up prescriptions, before I buy anything or before I accept whatever they're telling me, I always check with Google, with what they have in the United States, to make sure that I'm taking something that actually I should be taking, or to make sure that I'm taking something that won't make me allergic, or taking something that, whatever it is. So make sure to always look up the products before you buy them. Of course the doctors are recommending these, or of course the pharmacy techs are also recommending things, but sometimes in some countries they just try to sell you lots of stuff because they have less regulations. So before you buy something, just make sure you know what it is, so you're not taking drugs blindly. Also make sure that it is a brand that you know or that you can find online, because a lot of developing countries have high quantities of pharmaceutical fraud, meaning that a lot of the pills are sometimes fake, or sometimes not legit, or sometimes expired, and sometimes they still sell them anyway. So take some research depending on where you are. It's really, really helpful, and something that I know in Vietnam is a problem. They have a lot of, I went to an optometrist and he was looking at my eyes and he told me don't take certain eye drops because the eye drops that the pharmacy guy was trying to sell me were actually out of date by like 5 years. He was like, don't use those. So I was like, okay. My last rule of thumb, and this is kind of an obvious one, would be don't be afraid to fly home. Stuff happens, and you know, your body is your temple. You got to keep it intact, and you know, you never know what's going to happen to you when you're abroad. So if you're feeling really bad, you got to have some sort of exit plan or exit strategy just in case. If you're in a situation where it seems like it's kind of hard to tell if it's going to get better or not, like flying home is not like the end of the world. And or flying to a country where you know you can get better medical treatment or people speak your language or whatever. This may seem obvious, but I've seen people kind of prolong their stay, or especially when people break bones in Southeast Asia, they just kind of ride it out and they have surgery in places where they're uncomfortable, and sometimes the surgeries don't go as well as it would have gone back home. So the main thing is just, you know, sometimes you got to know when to call it. It's a very important thing. So that would be my last recommendation. So that's it, guys. I got a Civil War stomach virus in Mexico, but it didn't take me down. Feeling better, and we live to fight another day. We're gonna show you some stuff in Merida before we get out of Mexico, and then most likely we're headed back to the European area with a little bit of break in between. So, but we got lots of cool stuff in Merida. It's a great city. I can't wait to show it to you. And if you liked the video, make sure to, of course, like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We've got lots of other travel guides and helpful travel tips coming to you sooner or later. So thank you guys so much for watching, and hasta luego.